What is up, YouTube? This is Armaret bringing you another video. Although this time, this is actually the very first video in a new series of videos that I'm going to be putting out. It's called the Path to Enlightenment. You've seen people do Road to Commandos, Road to the Nuke, Road to the Moab, Road to My Wife. This is actually one that's a little bit different. It's going to be a series of videos of no set length. Each video is going to have one or two famous quotes, and the idea is going to be to look at the quote, kind of think about the quote, maybe apply to some life instances that I've had. Hopefully it is applicable to you as well. And maybe, if we're lucky, that quote's also going to tie into the gameplay and show that maybe what happens in video games also happens in real life. You'll get the feel of that, hopefully, as we go through it. So, the first theme that I wanted to tackle was adversity. And what you're going to notice in this gameplay actually ties in perfectly with adversity. It's a game of hardpoint, and we quickly go down. I want to say it's like 69, 70 to like 20 or 30, and it's looking pretty hopeless. And at its worst is usually about the time when you see a lot of people would rage quit, would walk away. And what we actually do as a team is we buckle down and we work our butt off, and we actually come back to pull one of the greatest come from behind victories that I've ever been a part of, and I'm really proud of. And hopefully you just enjoy the video irregardless of the quotes and commentaries and pontification that comes along with it. But let's dive right into our first quote, our first thought in this path to enlightenment. And this quote actually comes from a man called Kimbro. And the quote is, "Life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it." Think about that. You know, you hear all the time in real life people complain and say, you know, life isn't fair, life is too hard. Maybe for some of you younger kids, it's, you know, the teacher doesn't like me. You know, why would she give homework? The test had stuff on the, you know, on it that was never taught. And the fact of the matter is you know, life is never going to be fair. It's never going to go quite, you know, how you planned it. So what you have to figure out every day, you know, every situation is, you know, am I going to let life beat me down? Am I going to let life, you know, dictate how I should feel? Or are you going to say, you know, no, you know, this wasn't ideal. This wasn't the best scenario. You know, this wasn't what I had envisioned. But you know what? That's okay. That's not the end-all, be-all. You know, I can do better. I want to do better. You know, instead of maybe, you know, blaming it and getting down on yourself, you think to yourself, okay, what can I do to be in a situation in which, if this arises again, you know, a test comes out of nowhere, you know, a homework assignment is dropped at the last minute, maybe you get a detention for something that you didn't do, you know, how can you make the best of that scenario? And, you know, you may be wondering, you know, who is this guy who's, you know, talking to me about, you know, difficult times and tough struggles. And, you know, you gotta believe everybody, you know, has got their struggles, has got their difficulties. You know, I went, you know, through high school, I went through college, got my degree in engineering, you know, have a full-time job, I'm married. You know, there's nothing that, you know, craziness or unforeseen circumstance that I haven't seen, as I'm sure everybody out there, I don't care how young you are, how old you are, you will all face some level of adversity, some level of confusion, and to everybody thinks that the smallest thing is a life ender. You know, there's nothing really that should in your life that should ever constitute something so severe that you say, you know, that's it, I can't take it anymore, because there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, never gives you more than what you can handle. You know, it's always something that you have to strive for, you have to believe in. And you hear people talking about, you know, believing in religion, you know, but the fact of the matter is you have to believe in yourself. You know, if nobody on the face of this planet is going to believe in you unless you believe in yourself. You know, you'll never walk into a job interview and the person is going to look and say, this person is perfect, this person is everything that I want for my company. If you don't walk in there first, you know, chest puffed out, perfectly straight up, dressed properly, and you tell yourself, I can do this, I deserve this, I am the best person on the face of this planet for this job. You know, if you do that, you will be successful, you will get that job. If you go to sit for any test and you say, I've got this, you know, I'm going to ace this, I have studied, I have worked, there is nothing that the teacher can possibly throw at me that I am not ready for, you will ace that test. And I see this, you know, time and time again, you know, in real life, and even we'll equate to Call of Duty, right? We're watching this game. You know, we're currently down 96 to 165. The game is to 250. Who thinks this is a winnable game? Now, you know it's a winnable game because I've told you. But if you were thrown into this lobby, you know, just randomly thrown in, you didn't get in there from the beginning, how many people would quit? How many people would take that 10% that you can't control and say, oh, well, this is a losable game, I don't want it to affect my stats, I don't want to lose KD, I don't want to lose my win-loss ratio? And how many of you would take that 90%? How many of you would take that high road and say, you know what, this is a challenge. It's time for me to put on my try-hard pants, put on my big boy pants, and let's go to work. Let's sack up, let's not fold to difficult challenges. Let's not fold to a tough circumstance. Let's show the other team, and more importantly, let's show to myself, let's show to yourself that you can do this, that it is an overcomable, it is an achievable goal. Now, here's the thing, if you try and it doesn't work out, you know, these things happen, you know, but at the end of the day, you ask yourself the simple question of, did I do my best? Did I try my hardest? And if the answer is yes, I've done my best, I've tried my hardest, I've given it my all, then at the end of the day, that's really all that life can ask of you. You cannot ask any more of yourself than that. You know, there's going to be those people who out there who say, no, but that's ridiculous, Armaret, you can get 110%. No. As an engineer, I can tell you that's a fictitious number. You can't have 110% though. You know, it's 100% of you or it's not. You know, and some people will say, well, you can give 110%. No, you give 110% when you're not giving 100% to begin with. You know, it's a false logic in thinking that you could always give a little more. When the fact of the matter is, sometimes you give everything. You lay it out there and you don't succeed. But you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Nothing in this world says that you must be a winner every time to take something from it. You could take something good from even the most horrible situations, and as long as you learn from it, it's a victory. there's a phrase for this, and then that phrase is a moral victory. It's when you can take victory even from defeat and turn it into something that's profound, something that's better for you, something that you can grow from. And most people will say that you actually grow more from defeat than from victory, because in victory, a lot of times you don't improve. You may say, this is my pinnacle, this is my best, when in reality there's always that little bit more. So what I'm going to leave you with is, once again, is that quote from Dennis Kimbro, and I really want you to think about it. As you see, we just poured out the victory here, and that quote is, life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. 90% how we react to it. Just think about that. If you have any ideas, any comments, any way this is kind of percolated into the back of your brain, please put it in the comments. Share it with one another. Share some stories with one another. Prove that we are better, that we can grow from defeat, and that nothing can hold us down. As always, thank you again. Like and favorite and subscribe. Hey, if you like this video, you may also like a few more videos. I have a two-part game against the Days clan, in which myself and a bunch of random people went up against this clan. Hard fought victories. It's really enjoyable. I also have a zombies gameplay as well as my initial commentary getting into the Call of Duty community. Thank you so much for your time, and as always, like, and this is Armaret. Peace out.